figure out what was the root cause of the failure, figure out how you can fix the failure. All these things are things that you need to be able to show. Welcome back to the Workman Network, where we give you career, finance, and educational advice. That way you can become the best version of yourself. So today we're going to talk about the 5 key things that every job looks for whenever you're going through the interview process. So basically, you already submitted your resume, they gave you a response, and they want you to come in for the official interview. So you might be thinking, how do I prepare for this interview? They already think that you're qualified, so you wouldn't have got the interview if they didn't think that. So what possibly could they be asking you? And this is something that a lot of people are kind of hesitant to, dive into because people don't like it. But the main thing that jobs are going to do, they're going to give you a situational or behavioral based interview to where they can see how you actually react in the workplace, how you actually fit into their company culture. Okay, so every company is different, but generally, every company has the same type of values that they look for in a candidate whenever they give you an interview. And the first one that I want to hit on is that your attention to detail is on point. Everybody wants somebody who is very particular, very capable of going into the details of how things work, how systems work. Because when you go into the details, you actually get to the point where you can optimize systems. You can ensure the safety and the reliability of the systems that this job uses. This is anywhere from, a garbage person, somebody who works at McDonald's, all the way to somebody who can be the CEO of McDonald's. Let's just say that. So there's a system, there's a process to every single job, and you want to be able to go into the details of those. That way you can, be more effective and be more valuable to the company. So for example, a way that you can be more detail oriented is reference something in your past. For instance, if you don't have any work experience, I used to play college baseball. So let's say the job asks you, can you give us a time where you showed your attention to detail skills to, improve on a system that you were part of? So I could reference baseball. I could say, in the past, one thing that I did to go into the details of my baseball capability was look at the film of my swing to see what small details I can improve on to where I can have better results on the field. So for instance, I'll go back and watch the film and see if my hand placement is in the right place, or, if from one at bat to the next, my hands drop a little bit, or my barrel was a little slow on this one, or I didn't get my legs into the swing, and then I can make those improvements. So try to find something in your past that you can reference. That way you can already be prepared for the interview. Number 2, are you an effective communicator? Every job has some element of communication attached to it. And whenever they're looking for a candidate, they want someone who can communicate confidently and effectively and get their point across clearly and concise. You don't want to overuse words. You don't want to use a bunch of filler words. You want to actually get to the point, get past all of the fluff and just finish your statement and have it be clear and understandable. The last thing that a job wants is somebody that they have to read through your email 4 times to figure out what exactly you were trying to say, or they got to call you back 5 times because you didn't give enough detail, you didn't explain yourself clearly enough. So you want to be able to effectively communicate written form and verbally, because every job has both for the most part. There's going to be times where you're going to get phone calls and you have to get something done quickly. And if you don't communicate well and the job gets done poorly, then you have to double work. And that costs money. Time is money. We all know that. So number 2, be able to effectively communicate clearly. Number 3, this is a big one. This is very underrated. Jobs want somebody who's a great problem solver, who could think quick on their feet, because things change. We have to be adaptable in the workplace. Things change all the time. Nothing is set in stone. People, don't do their job and you have to cover for them, or you have to make up for, a shortcoming of something else. So job wants somebody who's able to adapt. Somebody who could solve a problem quickly, easily. effortlessly? Can you critically think? Can you come up with a solution? Let's say, all right, I work at a chemical plant and we have piping system that move our chemicals around. So let's say the pipe, for some reason, it just fails. There's a hole in it and it fails, and we have to shut the unit down. That way we don't release any chemicals. But we need to fix this pipe. That way we can get back to producing the chemicals and moving the chemicals to, other parts of the plant. So how quickly can you get, all the parties involved, figure out what was the root cause of the failure, figure out how you can fix the failure, and then get the job executed to where we can get everything back running again. That way the plant can make money safely and effectively. How can you solve that problem? Who do you need to talk to? What's going to be your method to solve the problem? All these things are things that you need to be able to show. It doesn't necessarily have to be, through your work experience, but it'll be best if you already had work experience where you solve problems. But it could just be how you solve problems whenever things happen or go wrong, in the world. Like how did you adapt during coronavirus? Whenever there was a bunch of things going on and people, getting sick, how did you, still, overcome that situation? How did you overcome other situations in the past where you had conflict and you had to overcome that? Be able to reference something like that. So you want to be a problem solver. That's a key. Number 4, be organized. Can you keep your files in order? That way you can reference back and share information with other people when need be. Or are you all over the place? Can you organize people? Can you organize tasks and groups of people? Are you organized in your schedule? Do you have good time management? All of these are forms of organization that people might ask you. So, for instance, they might say, a job might ask you, how do you track your success on a daily basis? So one thing that I do, I have a priority list that I put my top 5 things on a priority list. And if I get those 5 things done, then I say that I had a good day. If I don't get it done, then I had a bad day. Well, I didn't necessarily have a bad day. I just didn't have the best day. And I didn't get all my tasks done. So I put my 5, most important tasks in order of priority. So the first one would be the most important. And throughout the day, I would knock those things out. And at the end of the day, if I look back and I say, oh, I got all 5 of these done, that's a win for the day. Or I look back and say, oh, I got 4 of them done, but I missed this one because they had something come up and I wasn't able to get the information I needed to complete that task. But my plan is to get this done by tomorrow, and this is how I'm going to execute it, and this is how I'm going to go about that. If you have a system, they want to see if you have systems for how you operate. That way you can track your progress. And organization is a very underrated skill that I think everybody needs. And the last thing, are you a team leader? Are you the type of person whenever things get tough, you run away? Or are you the guy that people look to, oh man, we got this situation come up, man, call Elgin, I already know it's going to get done. Who are you? Whenever people think of you, what comes to their head? Is it just the person that's just getting by, or is it the person who always comes through? Goes the extra mile, stay the extra hour, come in whenever they're called, come in whenever, things need to get done. Are you the person who inspires and motivates the team? Who can show the vision to the team? And that could be on and off work. Are you a leader in your community? Because all of that translates. So, for me, I was a team captain of the baseball team. Also, I'm a community leader. I volunteer and help kids with STEM. I'm a leader at work. Always go the extra mile when people call me. We always try to find a way to get it done. And if we can, I direct them to somebody who can get it done. That's what a leader does. A leader finds a way. A leader always goes the extra mile and always does one more. So make sure that you have situations that you can reference to where you were in a leadership position, or show that you have the traits that a leader holds. So that's the 5 things. I'm going to go over them real quick again. So number one, detail oriented. Number two, effective communicator. Number three, a good problem solver. Number four, well organized. And number five, a team leader. Those are the 5 things that are damn near guaranteed to get you a job, if you can show that you have those things. So that's all I got for today. Remember to like and share this video if you got anything from it. The Workman Network, we have more content coming. So yeah.